Hello everyone, my name is Sarafi and I'm happy to meet you all, and today we're going to be looking at the new deck building box, Ritual Territory. Just got released. There was no discussion about this beforehand. There were some leaks, and so people were expecting that Nekroz would come out with some new cards. So let's see what we got here. So the deck building box has all the classics, cards that you can get if you don't already have them. Send You of the 10,000 Hands, Preparation of Rites, Nekroz of Bryanak, Advanced Ritual Art, Shurit, Strategist of the Nekroz, Nekroz of Trishula, Nekroz of Clausulus, Manju of the 10,000 Hands, Kaleidoscope, Reshef. Basically, any card that you would want to play Nekroz, and then like a couple of Gishki cards. Are there any Gishki ritual monsters? No, this is not Gishki. It's just, there's like one Gishki card that I guess they needed another UR. So if you don't have Gishki Chain and you need it for your Gishki deck, there you go. Anyway, so just like every other deck building box, we got 3 new URs and 2 new SRs. Let's talk about them. Gemini's Lord Goal Knight, level 4 Earth Warrior Gemini monster. When this is a normal monster on the field, you can normal summon it to become an effect monster with these effects. If this card is normal or special summon, you can add one spell or trap from your deck to your hand that has a Gemini monster in its text. Interesting. So its effect only happens once, which is kind of annoying. But there are ways for you to kind of special summon this card as an effect monster so that you can use this effect immediately. That's kind of frustrating that you have to put in that much work when other decks just normal summon and search, but fine. This card becomes a machine monster, also it gains 500 attack points. Okay, so having 2,000 attack points is pretty decent for level 4, but with the amount of work you have to put in to actually make this card gain its effect, it's not that great. So hopefully this card searching an important spell card can be helpful, and I believe this card that we're intended to search is Dimer Synthesis. Dimer Synthesis is a new spell card. It is limit 3. Activate one of these effects, add Catalyst Field from your deck to your hand, or add 1 Burnout and 1 Chemicritter monster from your deck to your hand. You can banish this card from your graveyard, then target 2 face-up monsters you control, including a Gemini monster that is treated as an effect monster and has gained its effects. Until the end of this turn, make the attack of one of those monsters 0. And if you do, the second monster gains attack equal to the first monster's original attack. Okay? You can only use each effect once per turn. This is technically like a +1, but I don't feel like it needs to be limit 3 just for that. This is a bit of a rough restriction, to be honest. I'm not really sure what this is supposed to be competing with. Do they just not want Gemini monsters to play limit 3 traps? It's not like Chemicritter is particularly powerful. I've made a Chemicritter deck guide before, and I was able to get a couple of wins, but I had to have really specific hands to do anything. I don't necessarily know that it would function in today's meta. Burnout is a good card, certainly. Banish 1 face-up Chemicritter monster you control, special summon 2 Chemicritter monsters from your deck with different names in each other. When your opponent declares a direct attack except the turn this card was sent to the graveyard, you can banish this card from your graveyard, target one of your banished Gemini monsters, special summon it, and if you do, it becomes an effect monster and gains its effects. So this card does let you immediately set up for an Xyz summon, including an Xyz summon of a rank 8 since there are 2 level 8 Chemicritters, but it's a trap card. So that means that you have to live for 1 turn so you can use it on your turn, because there's not really a way for you to Xyz summon on your opponent's turn. So this is mid, I think. I don't really think that this warrants a limit 3, and I hope it doesn't stay limit 3 for very long. Okay, that's the Gemini stuff. We'll talk about the skill in just a second. Next up, we have High Ritual Art. This card can be used to ritual summon any ritual monster from your deck. Cool. That helps ritual monsters a lot because it means that you don't have to have the ritual monster in your hand. You can just draw a ritual spell with your Manju of the 10,000 hands and then activate it. You must also tribute normal monsters from your hand whose total level is equal to the level of the ritual monster you ritual summon. Ooh, never mind. That's rough. Could be good in Magic-y, I guess. Shuffle that ritual monster into the deck during your opponent's end phase. You can only activate one high ritual art per turn. Okay, so I mean, yeah, if you have the Magic-y normal monster in your hand, you can activate high ritual art, especially summon your Betos Buster. Betos Buster will be used as a tuner monster or as an Xyz material, so it won't be shuffled back into your opponent's deck. Sorry, back into your deck. This is a cool idea. It definitely helps Magic-y with their ridiculous amount of number of cards they need to do anything. And Betos Buster is a searcher, so it will replace the high ritual art as soon as it comes down. Seems good. So yeah, we'll see. I don't know that Magic-y, even Magic-y, I don't know if it runs enough normal monsters to guarantee that high ritual art will be useful to them, but there is a skill, so we'll check. Next, we have Nekroz of a Red Bear. You can ritual summon this card with any Nekroz ritual spell. Must be ritual summoned and without using any level 10 monsters. That's typical for Nekroz. You can only use each of these effects of Nekroz of the Red Bear once per turn. You can discard this card, tribute up to 2 Nekroz monsters from your hand and or field, and if you do, send that many Nekroz cards from your deck to the graveyard. Wow, that is a lot of milling. Okay, so you can tribute this card and then 2 monsters from your hand to mill 2 cards from your deck. So you have 5 Nekroz cards going to your graveyard with 1 ability. You do go -3 for that, but I mean, since you can ritual summon from the graveyard, that seems pretty decent. When a monster effect is activated as a quick effect, you can tribute 1 monster from your hand or field, negate the activation, and if you do, banish the card. Okay, I mean, it's not bad. That's basically a Red Bear's effect. Now that we have a Red Bear, they decided to give us Nekroz of Red Bear. Cool. Yeah, I like that. And next up, we have Nekroz of Unicore. This is the card that everyone's excited about. You can ritual summon this card with any Nekroz ritual spell. Must be ritual summon. So you can't, unlike most Nekroz cards, you can ritual summon this card with a level 4. So you can use the entirety of Fabled Unicore to make this. You can discard this card to add target 1 Nekroz card in your graveyard, except Nekroz of Unicore, and add it to your hand. That's pretty good. Negate the effects of face-up monsters on the field that were special summoned from the extra deck. Perfect. That's exactly what you want. So this card literally just shuts off the extra deck. Very dangerous card to deal with for your opponent. So yes, Nekroz of Unicore is an indication that Nekroz finally has a good turn going first. If they make Unicore and then give it some protection, maybe with a hand trap or with some trap cards, then the opponent will have to get through a decent sized body that negates all of their Synchro, Xyz, Link, and Fusion monsters, which can be very difficult. Anyway, so that is the cards. Now let's take a look at the skills. Oh, hold on. I should talk about Reshef of Destruction. If you've never played this card before, Reshef the Dark Being, level 8 Fiend Ritual Monster. This card can only be ritual summoned with the ritual spell card Final Ritual of the Ancients. Once per turn by discarding 1 spell card from your hand, take control of 1 monster on your opponent's side of the field until the end of this turn. Okay? So that's a soft once per turn. So you can make multiple Reshef the Dark Beings and use the effect multiple times. Although you won't have space for that, because you can't ritual summon it to the extra monster zone, and you don't have space to take control of more than 1 monster. Then Final Ritual of the Ancients is... this card is used to ritual summon Reshef the Dark Being. You must also tribute monsters whose total levels equal 8 or more from the field or your hand. So very basic old ritual card. Alright, now then let's take a look at the skills. High Ritual Master Reshef the Dark Being. You can only use this skill's second and third effects once per duel. You cannot ritual summon monsters except Reshef the Dark Being. Wow, okay, that's a rough restriction. From turn 2 and onward, reveal 1 high ritual art in your hand, Then add 2 normal monsters with different names from outside your deck to your hand, which is apparently going to be Mechanical Chaser and Force Raider. That's funny. After using this skill, you cannot special summon monsters except Reshef the Dark Being, nor can you normal summon monsters or activate the effects of cards, except ritual monsters and ritual spell cards for the rest of the tool. Okay, so they are going to let you go +2, but then after letting you go +2, just so you can summon Reshef the Dark Being, they are saying that you cannot activate any other cards for the rest of the duel, including the monster that you steal, which is weird. So Reshef's primary benefit is that you can steal a powerful monster and use its effects. And they're like, no. You can use it to beat your opponent to death, but you cannot use it for, like, a powerful effect. Very strange. Shuffle 1 ritual monster from your hand or deck, from your hand into your deck, then add 1 final ritual of the ancients from outside your deck to your hand. Okay, so the number of restrictions on this skill is decent. I mean, it's to make sure that you only play Reshef. I think that means that people will not use this skill. You can definitely play Reshef the Dark Being if you want to, but I feel like you could just play a normal ritual skill or play it in some other deck. So I don't think that a dedicated Reshef the Dark Being deck is good enough. It's a powerful card, don't get me wrong, but I mean, you run into back row and you lose the game, so definitely not going to be a contender. Then we have a skill for Nekroz, finally, after how long Nekroz has been in the game. They deserve it. Nekroz of Dragonflame. You can only use the skill's first effect once per turn. On the turn you activated the effect of a monster whose original card name is Nekroz of a Red Bear. Place 1 level 10 Nekroz monster from your graveyard on the bottom of your deck, and then add up to 2 Nekroz cards from your graveyard to your hand. Whoa! What? Once per turn, if you have used Nekroz of a Red Bear's effect, take Nekroz of a Red Bear, put it on the bottom of your deck, then take the 2 cards that you sent from your deck to the graveyard and put them into your hand? That's insane. That's a crazy skill. Okay, and there's no restrictions. This is going to be great. Okay, all right, Nekroz players are eating really good. So, cool. I think this is going to be really powerful. I think that Nekroz will probably be a decent rogue deck. I don't think they're going to be tier 3, but I think they'll be a decent rogue deck, and you'll have a lot of fun with it. Probably like Suship levels of power, which is good because Suship can still get King of Games. So anyway, those are my thoughts. My name is Serafi, and I was thrilled to have all of you with me.